All right, I'm gonna try to do this as briefly as possible. This is just gonna be an overview of the project for the scene that I did here. This is more so as a reminder for me, uh, just in case in the future I forget what I did, at least this can be a record. Anyway, I'll go over, the first thing I'm gonna go over is the collection, the set of collections I created. So there is references collection. Basically, these are just planes, image planes that I imported for the different animation references I used to animate mainly the Picard character. I had to kind of act in front of the camera to get some of the motions on from different angles, so I'm able to animate the character. And this is the actual scene uh, from the first contact scene that I used in this animation. The second one is the Picard character, and the Picard character basically I imported into I organized it into two different collections. The first collection is the original linked objects. Um, there's the clothes is imported as a different linked object, and the main character is imported as a different linked object as well. I have linked objects for the face rig, for the fax rig, and for the phoneme rig. These are different collections in the file for the Picard character. Basically, for the woman, it's pretty much the same kind of breakdown as the Picard character. Then for the props, I have there isn't much props here. There's just a table. The more interesting bit here is the rifle. I had to do a little bit of something different. I haven't done before, at least for me. Basically, in the scene where when he swings and breaks the glass right here, this shot right here, basically I couldn't use IK from this point on uh, for this swing. I couldn't use the IK hand. I had to switch to FK to animate the swing that he does with the um, rifle. So what I needed to do is I needed to create two copies of the rifle. One is linked to or is parented to the IK bone, hand bone, and one is parented to the FK hand bone, and then I animate the view, the display port, and the render. Uh, Basically, when I switch from IK to FK, I make the IK rifle invisible, and I enable the FK rifle. It worked actually pretty seamlessly, as you can see. So here, all this is IK, right? You can look at the icons here; they are enabled. And then once I go to the swing, right there, I switch from IK to FK. It's a fairly seamless transition. You can see a little bit of a jump here, but I didn't even notice that until now when I was stepping through it frame by frame. But when you play the animation, it goes pretty good because it's pretty fast. And I think also once this is rendered with motion blur, it's gonna be hardly noticeable right there. Anyway, so this is the props, and then I put all my cameras in another collection and all the lights in a different collection. All right, so next I'm going to talk about the different rigs I used. Um, um, I have a couple of other videos that show the phoneme and the face rigs, so I'm not gonna go over these very much. The only one, and I have a set of videos that go over the Rigify rig, the MB Lab to Rigify process. What I did, I found that the MB Lab rig is not as great as the Rigify, and I can't remember his name now, but there's a gentleman who created the an add-on to convert the MB Lab character to a Rigify, the MB Lab rig to a Rigify rig. It works pretty well. I tweaked it a little bit, tweaked the add-on a little bit to, let me pull it up here, give me a second. So we want to see the main rig right there. Oh, I have to enable the rigs. All right, so you can see already in pose mode. Anyway, so you can see that with the Rigify rig, I added the layers to the add-on. Anyway, I don't want to go into very much detail there. I already have a couple of videos for it. Anyway, cool. Sorry, went on a tangent. All right, next thing I wanted to go over is the different cameras. Let's hide the cube here for a second. You can see there is how many cameras? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cameras. Let's go over them fairly quickly. Actually, let's show the cameras here. Right, so first off, let's talk about the face cameras. The face cameras are parented to the head bone, so you can see. You can see that when you rotate the head bone, the camera follows this. This is actually very, very important when you're animating facial expressions. Basically, I just look at that camera. So if I selected Control 0, I look at this camera and throughout the animation, and I can animate the face rig, animate the face as I step through the timeline. This is very useful. So this is the face camera, right? Now let's talk about the other cameras quickly. There is the master camera, right? So let's start from the very beginning. This is to give this shot right there, right? Let's enable the unhide the room here for a second. Where's the props? Unhide the room. All right. So just a little bit of a frame within a frame type of shot. Then I switch. Notice here, I'll just jump down to here quickly. Notice what I did is I have different markers for when I want the cuts to occur, and I bind each marker to a camera, and basically this allows me to animate the camera through the timeline. So once from here, once I hit the marker, it switches to the other angle. This is kind of nice because then if I just want to make the cut a little bit sooner or later, I can just move the marker, which makes things a lot easier. Anyway, so yeah, I have a medium shot of Picard, right? Then I have a medium shot of the woman, and this eventually turns into a medium shot of Picard, right? Close up of the woman, then switching to the medium shot of Picard, and then as he swings, I switch to the shot which was the camera which was supposed to be the woman, but then I rack the focus to Picard, right? And then it changes into a medium shot of Picard, right? Then I switch to a wide shot. I quite like this shot actually. Then as I move forward, I switch back to the medium shot of Picard, and then the reaction of the woman, and then the final line for Picard. It follows pretty much the cuts that are in the original scene. Anyway, I hope you found that useful, and I'll be uploading this file to somewhere. I have to figure out where. Anyway, it's late here, so signing off and good night.